Siddesh, shall we start? Or we are
Ma'am, we
waiting
can
for
start.
more
Ma'am, I
students?
think we can start, ma'am.
Okay, okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Sarabjit, and I will be taking few of your sessions along with other faculty. So I have background of life sciences. I have done masters in microbiology. And I also have done, MBA from Symbiosis. And so sorry. And since last 12 years, I am working in clinical research, and I am lucky enough to work in different, functions of clinical trials. Like I started with regulatory affairs, then slowly moved to operations, and then medical writing. And now, if I do say, I'm more into a medical governance. And since I worked in a different domain, so I got an opportunity to, write a book as well to guide the students. So that's about me. Very quick, and please apologies. Today my throat is very bad, so sorry for inconvenience. And can you please let me know quickly your introduction, so that in coming days, because this is induction session, basically to know each other, to understand the expectation. If you can just let me know from which background you are coming from, so we will be able to address the concerns in our coming sessions. Anyone can start with a quick introduction. I can see on the screen is, can we go by alphabetic order? Who is coming with A? If you can go ahead, and I can call from here, is that. So first name, I am able to see Mohit. Will you be able to just introduce Mohita, sorry, Mohita. Will you be able to introduce yourself, just your name and background?
Good evening, ma'am. Hello. Good evening, ma'am.
Yeah, good evening. Can you speak a little loudly?
Hello, ma'am. Good evening. This is
Good
Mohit.
evening. Yeah.
Ma'am, I am postgraduate in biochemistry.
Okay, biochemistry. So why I'm encouraging to speak up? The more you speak up, better for you, right? So thank you, Mohita. Next, can we go to Ravi? Ravi K.
Okay. Sorry, ma'am. Ma'am, I can't hear you properly.
Okay. Hello. Can you hear me now?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
So I was saying thank you so much for introducing. Can we move to Ravi? Ravi, will you be able to introduce yourself?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, I am Mohita Soni from Jaipur.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Ma'am, and I have my masters in biochemistry. I have done my masters in biochemistry. So I want to take the class for my more knowledge to gain.
Okay. All right. Are you working anywhere at the moment?
No, ma'am. I quit my job. I'm not working now.
All right. Okay. So good to have you here.
Yeah.
Thank
Okay,
you.
ma'am.
So Ravi, will you be able to introduce yourself? So I think Ravi is not responding. Sneha, will you be able to introduce yourself? Can someone confirm if I'm audible?
Ma'am, you
Yes,
are
ma'am, you
audible.
are audible.
Guys, there is no need to feel shy. You can totally open up with us.
Yeah, you know, I'm just trying to understand from which background they are coming.
So like one by one, you can just open up and speak to us about what ma'am is asking in short.
So just imagine if you are not able to introduce yourself, how you will face any interview. I'm just wondering.
Hello, ma'am.
Hi, Sneha.
Hello, good evening, ma'am. I'm Sneha.
Mhm.
Hello, am I audible?
Yeah, yeah. Go ahead. Yes, yes, you are audible.
Yes, ma'am. I've done my D-Farm and D-Farm. I'm
Okay,
D-Farm graduated.
great, great. So do you have any experience?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
Currently, I'm working in hospital.
Sneha, you are on mute. Yeah. I think some issue with the Sneha. Can we move to next? Chaitra. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing it wrong. I think it's Chaitra.
Yes, ma'am. Chaitra.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Ah.
Go ahead.
Good evening. Good evening, ma'am. I am Chaitra. I'm basically from Bangalore. Presently, I am pursuing my PharmD internship in Bijapur, and I am interested in clinical research. So that I joined this course as to know the in depth about clinical research. What we have to gain, means what are the skills we need to gain to enter into that field.
Okay, good to have you here. So
Thank you,
next is Anirudh. Anirudh, please. Okay, so I'll move to next. Simran, I request you to introduce yourself.
Hello everyone, very good evening ma'am. This is Simran. I have completed my master's in pharmacy. I am a state level merit rank holder in pharmacy throughout, be it bachelor's, be it master's. I've got gold medals throughout my education. Apart from this, I'm currently working in a leading pharmaceutical as at the managerial position as and as a business integrator. So
Okay.
looking forward learning more from you. Thank you.
Yeah, welcome, welcome. And first of all, it's so good to know that you are, you have performed so well in your academics. That's a brilliant. And you are working
Thank
also.
you so much.
Very good. Keep it up. Next, may I go on to Meghna, please?
Hello, ma'am. Good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, my name is Meghna. I just completed my PharmD 5th year, ma'am. I'm from Hyderabad.
Yeah, good to have you, Meghna.
Thank you, ma'am.
So, Aisha, will you be introducing yourself?
Hi, ma'am. This is Aisha. I'm pursuing PharmD, and I'm a second year student from Hyderabad. Through this course, I'm able to learn lots of new skills.
That's great. Aisha, one thing I will say that like you are in second year only as of now.
Yes, ma'am.
So if you have joined this course, you have plenty of time to prepare yourself. That's also good strategy, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Keep on asking as many as question you can, right? Next is Shri Prasad. We will move quickly. Shri Prasad. I'm so sorry.
Hello.
Hi.
Good evening, ma'am, and
Good
good evening,
evening.
everyone. Myself, Shiv Prasad. I am from Mysore, Karnataka. I am currently pursuing M.Pharm in pharmaceutics. The reason to join this course is there is a less knowledge in our academics about clinical research domain. So I joined this course.
Yeah, that's true. The knowledge is little less. So if you have joined this course, I think this is on very economical price. You can upgrade your learning. So good to have you, Shiprashad. And
Thank you.
and next is Kabilan. Kabilan.
Hello, ma'am.
Hi, good evening.
I'm Kabilan from Mumbai. I've done my PhD and PhD student. I'm currently doing my internship in Sagar. So the reason for me to get into this course is to gain more knowledge regarding that place in
Good, great to have you. You know that you are already doing an internship. You can also show your internship as an experience. So great to have you in here in the course. So next is Revti Patel. All right, I think she's not available, or the reason I don't know. Can we move to Jogita?
Hello, ma'am. Can you hear me?
Yes.
I'm Yogita Jadhav from PharmD 4th year at Government College of Pharmacy, Aurangabad. And I want to join this course for the gain the more information about the clinical research and management. Thank you.
Thanks, Yogita. Thank you. Bharti, next is Bharti.
Hello, ma'am. Good
Hi.
evening.
Good evening.
I am from Pune.
Yeah. And your background, pharmacy or life science?
BOKMLT.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah. Go ahead, Bharti. Go ahead.
माझं एज्युकेशन BOKMLT झालेलं आहे. मी आता मेडिकल लॅब टेक्निशियन म्हणून जॉब करते मेट्रोपोलिस मध्ये.
Okay. Thanks, Bharti. First thing, I just wanted to tell you, you are a confident person. Just develop your English speaking skills little more. The only reason is it's nothing like this language more superior or like that. I also come from like a very, say that a regional side. But why we need to have a hold on English is that because our teams in clinical research are mostly global. So to communicate, to put our thoughts, we just need to have a little hold. So thank you, Aditi.
Hello, ma'am. Good evening, everyone. I am Aditi Gattani, and I'm currently a 4th year PharmD student. And I wanted to join this course to get to upgrade my knowledge and gain more knowledge about clinical research, since I'll be learning that next year. But it will be good to have information already about it, so I can learn in depth.
Yeah. So plus you will be able to learn it from industry, perspective than academic.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you so much. So
Yes.
good to have you. We can quickly move to Neeraj.
Good evening, ma'am. Good evening, guys. I am Neeraj Hiremat, studying 5th year PharmD from KLE College of Pharmacy, Hubli, which is in Karnataka.
All right. Good to have you, Neeraj. Thank you so much.
You. Yeah,
Janvi. Janvi. Okay, Janvi is not responding. Pooja, may I request you?
Hi, ma'am.
Hi.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening.
Myself, Pooja Reddy. I am from Hyderabad. Now I'm studying PharmD 6th year. Now I'm doing clinical pharmacist internship.
Okay.
And actually, I want to build my career in clinical research, ma'am. So I need more. I want to gain some more knowledge about clinical research and how it will works, and that's why I joined in this.
Good to have you, Pooja. Thank you so much. Next, I can go to Farid Mehnaz. No.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello. Yeah. Can you hear me, ma'am?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you
Yeah,
please
yeah.
pronounce your name? I think I am
Yeah,
not.
of course. It's Fokia Mehnaz.
Okay, Mehnaz. I'll
Yeah.
remember. Yeah.
Okay. Ma'am, I'm doing my family internship from Shadan College at Hyderabad. And I'm also working as a research scholar at Yashoda Hospital under a hemato-oncologist. So I want to gain more knowledge regarding research and all the data that is there.
Okay, so you are working as a research assistant in a clinical trials or in a general experimental?
Ma'am, there's a hemato-oncologist, a well-reputed hemato-oncologist at Yashoda Hospital in Hyderabad. He's
Okay.
doing a clinical trial on sickle cell disease. On that, he's using new drugs and he's recording all the responses from the patients. So I'm there assisting him with that, and we are writing a research paper on that.
Okay.
So,
So in a way, if I'm trying to understand, you are already part of a clinical trials, right?
yeah, a part of a clinical trial.
Okay. Clinical study, basically, you can say, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, good to have you here.
Thank you, ma'am. Likewise.
Yeah, thank. Next we can go to, I think, Preeti. Preeti, we missed you. Yeah. Not responding, I think. Okay, then we go.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yes, Preeti.
Hello. Good evening. Good evening, ma'am. I'm working in Jesus Hospital, Mysuru. I'm in clinical research data entry operator. I need to learn to this. Hello. Hello.
Yeah. Go ahead, please. We are able to hear you.
Yeah, I learned to this clinical research, ma'am. So that's why.
So you
I'm
are
joining.
also already a part of a clinical research in a.
Yeah. I'm data entry operator, ma'am.
That's very good to have you. At least.
So I'll learn to this.
And your background is B Pharma or M Pharma?
No, I'm BA, ma'am.
Sorry? BA.
Huh.
Okay.
So my friends tell to join this Zoom link, so I'll join this.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm just noting your name because of your qualification. I need.
Yeah. But I open this Zoom. What is this clinical research online class is there? So my friend told me, and just I'm login this.
Yes. With some IT course, you will be able to easily go to data management.
Yeah. Okay.
So don't worry. So next we can go to Komal. All right, I think Komal is not responding. Next is, I think, I am not able to pronounce a name. Abna, I don't know, I'm sorry. So,
Hello, good evening.
Hi,
Komal
Komal.
this side.
Hi, Komal.
Yes, I've completed my post-graduation in biotechnology and currently I'm working in at CG Manavta Cancer Center as a clinical research coordinator since 8 months. And here I'm gaining a practical knowledge, but I think I missed some theoretical knowledge too. So I wanted to join this course.
Oh, that's so good. Like you are already working as a CRC, which is a patient-facing role. So you can really upskill your knowledge here because the sessions that you're going to get a lot of knowledgeable sessions will be coming your way. So you are at good place. Next is I can call is Abna. May I request you please come up and speak? I think Abana, right?
Hi, ma'am.
Hi. I'm
Good
sorry
evening.
if I pronounced your name incorrectly, but
I
I
am
will.
Aparna. Aparna.
Abarna, yeah.
Formed intern. I'm from Tamil Nadu.
Okay.
I really want to get knowledge about clinical research.
So good to have you, Abarna. So then next is Sejal. We can move quickly, So
Yes, ma'am.
yeah.
Ma'am, I'm also a PharmD intern. I'm doing my PharmD from NIMS Jaipur. I also know more about clinical research. I've done a clinical research short course in internal medicine before, so in
Okay.
B.Pharm. So I want to know more. It's not a brief about that time. That is where. So right now I want to more in detail. So that's why I want to join this course.
Okay, good to have you, So thank you so much. And can
Thank
we
you.
move to Dr. Twinkle?
Hello,
Hi.
am I audible?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a Dr. Vashani. I'm from Gujarat. I've done MBBS and working as a medical officer, and I want to pursue, my careers in the pharmaceuticals and all and research. That's why I joined this course for upskills my knowledge in research and pharmaceuticals in
Okay.
medical writing.
Yeah. Good to have you. I have built one slide on all different roles for today's induction. From that, you will be able to understand like what are the real roles. Those are, more mapped to your qualification, right? So it's so great to have you here.
Yeah,
Thank
okay.
you.
Thank you.
Yeah, welcome. Can we go to Ramya now?
Hello.
Hi.
Hello. Hi.
Yes, go ahead, please.
Yeah, I'm studying PharmD 4th year. So next year I'm getting into clinical research and all subjects like that. So I want to know something about clinical research, and I'm interested in this field, so that I joined this meeting today.
Oh, so good to have you, Ramya. I mean, you are at right platform because you have 1 year in between before you go for a job, right? So good to have you. So next we have is Dr. Magnish. Dr. Manjish. I think he has joined recently. Not sure able to. Can you please introduce yourself? Okay. All right. I think we are done with the introductions, guys. And it's so good. We have a mixed audience. And I will also pass this message to Dr. Ajit. He was supposed to join today, but couldn't join anyhow. So most of students are pharmacy background, from a pharmacy background. And, and a few people are already working in clinical research. That's a very good thing to have it, because they can bring a different type of question, and those questions can really help you to resolve all the, doubts. So I will also encourage you to, bring up your question in each session so that you can make a most out of it, because you are investing your precious time. There's nothing more precious than a time. You will be giving at least 1 hour whenever there is a class, right? So today I won't make it very complicated. I will just showcase you a simpler process and different roles in a clinical research. And regarding the scope, if I was just, I'm too much into the news. I keep a track on the news. So let me share my screen once. So, and you can also do your homework as well. So do let me know when you're able to see, the screen. Is a news article visible to you guys?
Yes.
So, this was very recent article, I think, first week of May, 2-3 days back only, that what happened, India has very unique history. Initially, in 2007 to 2011, we were like quite a favorable destination for a clinical trial. But in 2013 or 14, that gone a dip. There was a time that in 2014, India got only 13, just 3 trials, right? So because of various reasons, because of a regulatory environment, there were quite a number of deaths in clinical trials in India. Because of that, Supreme Court banned clinical trials in India. Many organizations, they shut down. But now, since the time there are new regulations, we are again gaining little more, you can say, limelight. So this was an article that India was emerging again as a favorable destination to conduct global clinical trial. The important here is a global clinical trial, right? So it is saying that in our country, we are expected to grow it by 5 times. There are a couple of reasons. One is that, of course, we have a very diverse population. So diverse population and disease burden is also quite high. And so that is there. And second pillar is that we have good, you can say that, resources to do clinical trial. Resources in terms of infrastructure, that is healthcare infrastructure, right? We have quite a good hospitals, and even now we do have a good research hospitals. And not only that, we also have a good human capital, you can say human capital, say pharmacy student or life sciences student, medicos, who can contribute in a clinical trial, because clinical trial is in a nutshell is you can say that a combined effort. It is not a one person who can do it. So I'll leave a link of this report. You can read in your free time, and just keep on reading. You can also read other also, right? So whenever you will be facing going for any interview, right? So when you give a citation to news, to recent articles, impact is always a lot more higher. Like it say that Indian state with high disease example cancer, right, in a tier 1 cities, which means they will be able to find those type of patients. So top 20 pharma activities, they are already interested in India. So just go through this report in detail, please. I won't be reading it line by line. It's very interesting, So this is one thing. And second thing is, let me stop share and share the slides with you guys. No one reminded me I was speaking on mute. What I was saying that any molecule that you are taking, any drug, any vaccine which is available in the market today, the journey has started in a lab. So at one point, right? And then ultimately it reaches to a patient hand when it is in the market. Right? But the problem here is that journey from lab to market is quite long. It takes years. Okay, that's one thing. And second thing is that when a molecule travels from a lab to market, right, there are many chances that that it will lose during the process only. The success rate is only 0.1%. The success rate is very less. So attrition rate from lab to market is very, very high, you can say. We may start with 10,000, but ultimately only one drug comes into market. Now, here is the problem of pharma also. What is their problem? Their problem is that they have to keep on research, right? They have to keep going. But resources are invested a lot. And another aspect is this, aspect of developing new drugs is quite regulated. Say there are global regulation also, local regulation also, because you are dealing with a human life. And we have stringent international guidelines. We also have a stringent local guidelines, right? Because of that, when the guidelines are very stringent and pharma has a lot of pressure, when they have a lot of pressure, when someone has a lot of pressure, they always try to hire the people who are very skilled. That is the reason. And another aspect is that you have seen is that in clinical research, folks from everyone has their place. Like a doctor also have their place in a clinical research, a very good place, right? And a life science student can also make into the clinical research. A pharmacy student, why? Obvious, because they are studying the drugs since in their graduation and post-graduation, they can also make it. So, and now in these days, IT professionals, of course, they are always there to help us to speed up the work, especially in data management. And biostatisticians. So these are the different people who are working in a clinical. Now I won't complicate it too much. So I will take you to another slide. Just give me a moment. So always try to focus on the basics, how this pharmaceutical development begins. Try to read it like a story, like you are reading a story, make it like that. That first you identify your target, like, okay, are we going to develop a medicine or a vaccine or anything for which disease? Maybe you are choosing, cancer, or maybe you are choosing some other therapeutic area. Then you validate, right? Then the molecules are developed in the lab. A lot of molecules with your computational chemistry, even now with the help of technology, they are developed. So then out of that, lead is identified. That is also known as a lead discovery. Then optimized. Optimized, basically they see that, okay, on which receptor level and how it will work, what will be the mechanism of action, and how it is going to help us, right? And what are the aspects of it that it will survive in a human trial. Then till now, it is everything is in a lab. I'm going very quickly because we will study it in detail. So then they test in first in biological system, you can say animal studies. now we are also expecting our guidelines that we are there trying to replace our animal studies, right? That you need not to do even animal studies. So, but first biological model is animal study. They see that what is PK, PD in these, studies. And these test results of animal studies are used to develop a protocol in a human travels. And simultaneously, they also try to check the manufacturing and formulation, like, okay, which formulation works best? Is it like oral or injectables? And which formulation is working best? And if they are trying to scale it up, and is this manufacturing is okay for environment? Isn't like causing a lot of, poisoning to our environment or hazardous to environment or the folks who are working in that? So those aspects are already checked. And another thing is also checked is that who is going to sponsor it? Who is going to invest money in it? If it is a pharmaceutical company, that is fine. That is a fair enough, right? But sometimes drugs are also developed. Like at the moment in India, there are a lot of development in terms of vaccine and diagnostic and treatment for TB. Say an example, right? So in those cases, political commitment, like who is going to give the money? Is a government of India or some international agencies? And that is also checked at that time. Once this is done, after that only you will be able to move into clinical trial, right? After that, you will do your phase 1, 2, 3. And this will take a lot of time, say 12 to 15 years of time. And cost is also in millions. But I am just trying to give you an idea today of how the drug is developed, how the journey starts. And these days, pharma company, they are trying, not in pharma company, the regulatory bodies also, because they are representing government, right? So they are trying level their best how they can speed up this process. There are new trends in the clinical research. We will be discussing in our coming sessions, like how they are speeding up, right? So that's for this slide. And I want to show you one more. Any question till now? It should be very general today, very light. Any question is welcome. You may ask me. Why it is good? Okay, no question. Now, your focus should be where I can fit. Maybe like one person is PharmD, they have done PharmD or M Pharma or maybe B Pharma, or maybe someone is biotechnologist. Now it is the time, clear up your mind that where I can fit in this clinical research. Or maybe initially you can start with whatever you are getting. Maybe you are getting a role of CRC, you started. But later in your career, if you know these roles, you can decide like where I should be moving in. You got my point? Like where my skills are more aligned. So if I try to divide these roles in a clinical research, the division is in two types. One is patient-facing roles, where you will be facing a patient or a healthy volunteer. Another is supportive roles. Now, patient-facing roles and how they are different from supportive roles. Supportive roles are like you are more working in an office setup, maybe in a contract research organization. You are not directly interacting with patient in any circumstance, but you are supporting your research. You are working in background. And in a supporting roles, your efforts are not less than patient-facing. So in a clinical research, I think it is such a type of research where supporting roles are more than a patient-facing. Patient-facing roles still are limited, but supporting roles, they are our big teams. So in a patient-facing role, you can have be a principal investigator. If you are like a medical person, you can also be an investigator. And there another role is a clinical research coordinator, which is very, entry-friendly role. Anyone can enter as a clinical research coordinator. It's also known as a CRC. The good thing about this role is, you will be working with the principal investigator hand in hand. You will be able to see that how actually research is being carried out, right? So just to clear your doubt, a principal investigator sometimes can also be who is not having a medical degree, like maybe PhD, you can say. But in those scenarios, for a medical care, there should be one physician in a clinical trial. If it is a clinical trial from phase 1 to phase 4, because one of our GCP principles says that medical care should be by qualified physician, right? So our PhD or maybe very highly qualified scientists, of course, they can be an investigator, but and in those scenarios, if it is a phase trial, and those scenarios, there will be a physician on a team or any expert. And then patient enrollment supervisors, there are time like they, high number of patients are required in any trial. So then they also, they also keep a role for the supervisors. So their job role is just to screen the patient, just to do the survey. They do the survey like, okay, for this disease, how many patients are available in this area? Same is the role of recruitment specialist. And now these days, I also haven't seen in a big hospital another role, which is ethics committee coordinator. So the role, because the role of ethics committee is growing. And that is the reason I was able to see the role of like clinical research coordinator who help investigator. Similarly, there was a role of ethics committee coordinator, whose responsibility is just to, help ethics committee. And of course, if you are coming from a nursing background or maybe lab technician, right? You can also work as a clinical research nurse or a phlebotomist, and of course the pharmacist in clinical research, right? So I put here is a hysteric mark, is that where a medical degree is required, but I have explained it here. Now coming to supporting roles. So these, if you are comparing patient-facing roles, they're mostly working on the hospitals, or you can say investigator side, where actual trial is happening. When it is coming to supportive roles, they mostly will be working on either contract research organization, they help pharma company, right? Or they will be working in a pharma companies. And what these are very limited roles now. These days, there are a number of roles are present, like clinical trial assistant, or sometimes they say associate also. So this is also an entry level role, known as CTA. Any fresher can try for this. Clinical research associate or a monitor. Earlier, if I say that 10 years back, this role was also entry level role. But now these days, no more. This is not an entry level. You can target it once you either have a CRC experience or a CTA experience. Then of course you can try to come here. This is more about a monitoring, that people who do monitoring on behalf. Basically, they check all the documents in a clinical trial. And this is an error. It should not be trail. It's a trial master file specialist. Now, these days, because we are taking a lot of support of technology in our clinical trials, so the trial master file, which contain all the document, is known as a trial master file. So this is mostly maintained electronically these days. So companies keep a special dedicated person, which is known as a trial master file specialist. This is also an entry level role. Medical writer or a medical writing associate. this is little tricky, I'll say. I won't be saying that it's not an entry-level role. It is surely an entry-level role, but companies generally are preferring the people who have a little experience. So maybe you have worked as a CRC, then you can move to medical writer if your interest is there. Or maybe if you have worked as a CRA, then you can also try to move. A drug safety specialist or safety, right? And this is also role I have seen mostly in India. If I talk about, companies prefer the folks who have a background of pharmacy. Either you have done a B pharmacy, M pharma, or of course pharma D students. So if you have a pharmacy background, you can come here. Earlier, people from life science, even one of my friend, he is at very senior position in Novartis. But honestly, seeing the inclination these days of pharma company or contract research organization is to more into people who are having, you can say, pharmacy background, right? So those people can really try in here, and this entry level position again, you can enter in here. And because we have a one medical person also here, I just wanted to give you for your reference is that you can also try medical monitoring or a safety medical monitor, safety expert, something like that in a pharmacovigilance also. If you don't want to try investigator position or a physician in a clinical trial, you can also come here. This is very good field for you as well. I mean, it's totally your choice. I will be saying, instead of aiming just a medical writer as a medico, I will say aim here pharmacovigilance, because here by default they need medical expertise. So if you will be aiming this, that will be better. And quality assurance associate, QC for a QC roles, and these QC roles can be in a medical writing, in a operations as well. Anyone can come here. Clinical data coordinator in a data management, like one girl is data entry operator in a clinical trials. So those are entry level role, or these are also known as a data scientist. And study manager, project manager, this comes after little experience, right? Like it's your totally choice, because once I was here, not exactly here, I started in operation. Then instead of moving study manager, instead of coming to study manager, I gone to medical writing. So that's totally your choice, right? So you can also get to work in a regulatory function, which is known as a regulatory associate, regulatory analyst, and of course a medical monitoring. Medical monitoring is a safety role, but of course a medical degree is required for this. MBBS people who have done MBBS, they can aim for it. Right. Any question here on these patient-facing roles and supportive roles? Questions are most welcome. You can also drop in chat box, please. Okay. So keep this map in your mind, while we are progressing in our sessions. So Ramya has asked is that in which area specifically better option? See, clinical research, if I divide, is that it has 4 or 5 functions, you can say. Now we are growing. It's operations where you actually do the trial. This is mostly your operation. Clinical side or CRA, CTA, your operations, right? Monitoring. And supporting function is medical writing, where you are preparing the document for clinical trial, right? And the pharmacovigilance is, which is ensuring safety of the drug, right? And data management is where you are analyzing the data. So these are the functions. If you want to compare, and one last is regulatory, where you will be coordinating with the government workers. You will be submitting your application and we will be seeing that for their response. And it's not like one function is superior than the other. It's totally depend on your skills. Like if you take my example, I started with regulatory affairs, but I moved to operations in like 6 months, right? Then for 5 years, I worked in operations. And after that, I moved to medical. It totally in on your skills. And if I wanted to tell you as a fresher, don't say, I want to go to medical writing. I want to go to operation. I want to go to pharmacovigilance. As a fresher, apply for all the jobs. Because once you have experience, then you have a better opportunities to choose. And you know, sometimes from outer world, the jobs looks very glamorous. Like I say, oh, medical writing, oh, pharmacovigilance, right? From outer world, it may look glamorous, but once you are into it, you will be able to know, is it really aligned to your personality? Say example, say if you are a medical monitor, so if you are a monitor, clinical research associate, you have to travel a lot. Maybe like a person like me who can caught a flu very quickly. I can't travel so much. Right? So maybe that job is not perfect for me, maybe perfect for other people, right? Similarly, for a medical writing, anyone who is working in a medical writing, they have to read a lot, very first thing. They have to go shuffle a lot of documents. And second, they should be having a flair to it. Any person who do not want to sit in a desk may not be interested. But initially for first year, if you are getting, take it because you will gain it. Similarly, for like a medical monitor person who has done MBBS, right? So for them, it's super mandatory. Like they have to thorough to all the documents, a protocol to different guidelines, right? So, and if you are not that person, although you have a medical degree, right, then better you should be doing the investigator or some other role, right? So totally depend on your skill set also. And another aspect is, as of now, the maximum jobs are in pharmacovigilance because we have to track a safety. Followed by operations. You will get CRC job very quickly. But then medical writing, then data monitoring, data management has similar jobs. Very less number of jobs are in regulatory affairs because this function is smaller, right? So you can pick whatever is coming your way. Maybe internship. I'll suggest take it up and slowly you can figure it out. Is it really something which I want to do, right? Or I know one of my friend, I'll tell you, that's very interesting story. That guy has not done any clinical research course. He just done B pharmacy. And after B pharmacy, he thought like he need money because of his family situation. He started a job of a pharmacist in a hospital, just as pharmacist, normal. But he happened to be a part of a clinical trial. And now he is working as a project manager in one of the CRO. Just started in a clinical research as pharmacist. Now he moved here. So totally depend on your skills. Whatever you are getting initially, take it. So any other question? So that Sneha has asked like for B pharmacy graduate, what will be the better? Anything I will say, whatever you are getting is a better, because then later you can make a choice, you know, that shall I be moving? Or, you know, once you joined as CT in one company, you joined clinical trial assistant. You will also having option internally move. Internally, lot of people move. Like when I was in this medical writing, I moved to this medical governance, clinical trial transparency internally. I made a shift internally. There was a position and I joined. Any other question? I just stopped sharing just to see the chat box. You know, when I'm sharing, I'm not able to see the chat box. Sejal asked one thing, patent analyst job. Of course, you can join patent analyst job, but it's not directly in a clinical research. I have not seen it as a neither in a pharma or a CRO world, but as an experience, if you are getting opportunity, you can surely join it. If I'm missing any other question, please bring it to my attention. Okay, ma'am, will you help us with the software in future classes for medical? Medical writing, one thing I want to clarify, as of now, we are not using any software in the medical writing. There are few, very less, basics level. The ultimately is that what is happening in a medical writing is very different from your general medical, right? We are already having templates, defined template, like in which section, which information will go. That we already have. We are using template. Otherwise, we are using very basic functions. You can say your Word, your this PDF. That's very basic. And the software that you say that for a collaborative authoring, that will be a little advanced. Collaborative authoring is like just like your Google Drive, if I wanted to say. For Google Drive, you can give access at one time to many people, right? Similarly, like a Viva Bolt and other tools are there. And at one time, more than one person can work on that Word document. But ultimately, we are writing in Word only. Having a good, strong hold on Word document, how to draft Microsoft Word document, that's more than enough. Because any collaborative tool, any software that is being used in a pharma company or a contract research organization, you are going to get a training. Okay, I think there was a more question. Let me see. No. Ramya, I was not able to understand your question role of CRC. Maybe I'm missing. Sanuj has, there was one question that do we need some software skills? No, you don't need any software knowledge for these jobs as of now, because companies train you. You need a basic understanding of clinical research, regulations in clinical research, and your ability to communicate. Your hold on English is no one is observing. Still, till now, I'm a just competent level at English, right? No one is judging me, but you should be able to communicate. Like if you have some point, if you have some disagreement, you should be able to communicate. Data scientist is data management role only, but their name is they in some organization they say data scientist. What CRC is going to do? See, CRC in a complex trials, in a big trial, there are more than one CRC. And they are given different responsibility. Say, when I was working with WHO, there were total 12 CRC. Can you imagine? 12. So CRC job can be taking a consent, maybe taking a screening, maybe helping patient, right? So CRC is the one who at a basic level help investigator, and they collect data at a hospital site, at an investigator site. It's for learning, it's very good. Learning, all my success, I will say that I worked at my site. I have seen how trial actually happened. That you will be able to see as a CRC. It's very underrated role in our country, but it's very brilliant role for your learning and upskilling. Any other question? Feel free to ask, guys, make a point. If Sudesh had made your group, that in group you should be discussing queries, because that will help you to clear your doubts, right? Because I will be definitely giving you limited knowledge, right? Or sometimes we forget to address certain questions. Sorry. Today my throat has really given me very bad time. So I'm so sorry for that. See, it's all depend on how you wanted to, learn, and how you wanted to go ahead in your career. Like for me, I was having no clue what my, this field is, how this clinical research industry work. I kept trying. Till date, I keep on trying new things. Whatever comes in my way, I try. Like, I never ever shy away from trying new things. So that is the best way to learn, clinical research industry, because it is evolving. But one thing I can give you a guarantee, and that once you are there, right? Initially, I'll say that initial entry is difficult in a clinical trials. It's little difficult, I'll say. I won't lie. Because their filters are many, that the way they ask questions in interview is also difficult. Sometimes you will say that I'm applying at lot many places, but I'm not hearing from anyone, right? Like that. But once you are there, so then once you got your first job, after that, it is going to be very rewarding experience. So I'll say that keep patience, right? And keep on upgrading yourself, keep on learning, keep on sharing, so that you will be able to learn more. So, ma'am, about yes, Ramya has asked one question. Role of centralized monitoring assistant, it is entry level position. Yes. Joining as a CRC and moving to CRA, good option. Yes. How long it takes, it depends on you. If you develop capabilities within a year, you will be able to move, right? Or sometime, if you are working as CRC with some CRO, you can get as a promotion also, internal movement as well. Ma'am, about clinical technical editor, where you have seen this role, Ravi, will you be able to? What I found it from here is it is more an editor role in a medical writing. It can help. Basically, it will help you to the editor role is that who check the document consistency, and they check the accuracy of the document. So those are the editors. But this will be for experienced person, at least 2-3 years experience in a medical writing, then only we will be editor. Okay, will publishing, Naresha, you have not, introduced yourself, not good thing. Will publishing articles, case report help? Yes. It will give you, help you to develop your skills. If you are publishing article and you are getting some, what you say, interview, and you can speak up there that this is what article I have published. Any other question? Guys, I just recently started posting on YouTube also. So I'm leaving link here for you. just you can explore. If there are certain questions, I try to address, because on a LinkedIn I'm getting a lot of questions. So I'll try to address those questions. I try to share knowledge, so you can check out that as well. So any other question? PhD in clinical, yes. Many, I have seen two of my friends, they moved to clinical research after PhD. Subject doesn't matter. It may be from life science or from pharmacy. Because PhD people, they have a lot of publications. Mostly they are moving to this field, either to a medical writing or as a scientist in a clinical research. So clinical research, one studies we do phase 1 to 4, right? We have told you that interventional study. Another study we are doing is that observational studies. For observational study, investigators sometimes, most of the time, is at a PhD. I think Dr. Ajit also has done PhD. He has led some study. He was an investigator in some of the studies. He was PhD. So as I told you, that clinical research has a place for everyone. Any other question? This was very interesting question. Thank you so much for asking. And one thing, I'm not sure if Sudesh has shared, as of now, you have the content of the course. Soon we will be sharing the schedule, actual schedule, like, okay, which topic will be covered by whom, right? Who will be your faculty? Give us little time so that you will be able to understand, like, okay, upcoming session will be taken by whom. And I will again stress upon now that don't miss any class. In this price, you are getting such a brilliant faculty who is already working in industry, and they are able to guide you. Try to build a relationship with them. Try to ask as many as questions you can ask. Try to resolve your doubts.
Ma'am, and the classes would be only on Sundays?
I'm not sure. Sidesh, will you be able to answer that question if you're online?
Yes, ma'am. Like probably we will take class on like a weekends. We are preparing the final schedule for all of you, so we will share the same soon with you all.
Yeah, okay. But I think we are flexible, Sidesh, right? If students or anyone has an issue, then instead of Sunday, Saturday can also be arranged. It is right?
Yes, ma'am. Only weekends we prefer as such, ma'am, because we have a lot of students with us, because they have timings to go for their college also. So
yeah,
if you agree, then we can place few classes during weekdays also, if you all want.
Right. So we will try to share a schedule within a week, right? So any other question?
When would be the next class? This Sunday or next Sunday?
Again, Sidesh will be able to answer.
Probably next Sunday we will have a class.
Okay.
Sneha, I think I can address your question about the publication thing. Either you can contact me or Ajit sir, so we can help you for your publication part.
Yeah, you have a great help. Even Sudesh can help. He has published so many articles, so he can help you. Take his help. All right. If there is no further question, Sidesh, we can close, right?
Yes, ma'am. We can wind up. So thank you so much, ma'am, for your time.
Yeah, same here. Thanks, everyone. I really liked that you asked question. It's a pleasure to answer your question. And even if we don't know answers to your question, we will try to bring the answer in the next class. So keep on asking your questions, right? Thank you so much. Bye-bye.